If you're tired of your 9 to 5, or you're looking for better alternatives to invest, or you're looking for a way to become financially free, stay tuned to my program where I teach people how to become financially free through multifamily real estate. For the past 7 or 8 months, we've been looking for new deals to put under contract, to close on, and to invite some of you to partner with us on board. We've been going through the due diligence phases, and we've not been able to cross over from the due diligence phase due to so many reasons. And this is one of the reasons why we decided that it's important that we bring this topic to people so that they are aware of the deals that they invest in or the deals that they decide to invest in. Deciding to do a deal after going through the due diligence and finding out that things are not what it is very emotional, and it takes a lot of discipline for you to take a step backward to say, no, I can't do this. Because one, you have some attachment in it. A lot of efforts have been put into it. Also, money has been spent. The typical amount you spend for due diligence ranges from $2,000 to $50,000, depending on the size and what you need to do on your due diligence. So it's a lot of money. There is no single due diligence I've done that I've not spent money. The last one we did, that was the least I've spent. Others has been a lot of thousands of dollars. So it calls for a lot of emotions, a lot of discipline for you to say, I will decide not to waste money and save future losses now. It takes a lot of courage for you to do that. So how does this relate to multifamily asset management? Is because, like we always say on our program, multifamily asset management starts from the beginning. If everything is done wrongly from the beginning, then everything just folds up at the end. You will not get that expected result. So for example, imagine you have a property that has issue of citations, litigations, structural issues, molds, a lot of liabilities on it, and you carry on those properties, it will be very difficult for you to perform. So that is why it's very crucial for any asset manager to be able to do this job at the beginning before carrying on that. Why is this important? Because it can save you a lot of millions of dollars. Secondly, nobody wants to lose their investors' money. Some of them have handed over their life savings to you. You want to ensure that that money is safe and they get it back with returns and, if possible, no tax liabilities. So that is the aim of what we are doing, and it starts with this. So in this, why do we need to do this as owner, operator, or if you're a GP or even an LP? It's important that you understand the due diligence process. You ask questions. Did you do this? Did you do that? So that you know if your money is safe. I invested on a deal years back with someone, a friend, on a 176 unit, and the due diligence was poorly done. It had structural issues, a lot of compliance issues with the government, and right now I think we're going to lose our equity on that deal. So it's important that you go through this process. Typically, I start the due diligence even before I sign a PSA. I create that room in my LOI. Some owners will not allow it, but I try to squeeze it in. How do I go about it? What I do in my LOI, I ask for some documents to be sent to me before we sign the LOI, or some access to be granted to me before I go to the property. This is important for us because we need to start making some decisions even before we sign the PSA. The good thing is that I've had owners that have been very cooperative, and they've given me access to most of the documents, if not all, and access to the property even before signing the PSA. But the thing is, the access is sort of limited. You don't have access to the entire unit. So that's how we start. You start at the beginning of requesting for some due diligence items and also requesting for a timing to enter the property. So these things are basically stated in your LOI, also in your PSA, that this and this and this, you need them to be able to undergo your due diligence. The standard for due diligence mostly is 30 days. So you have 30 days to do a lot of things. And what are the things you are doing during those 30 days? Number one, you are doing your financial assessment. What is financial assessment? The financial assessment is a part that's to do with all the finances of the property. You need to know the financial standing of the property to tell if what the owner said at the time you gave your LOI is really true. So there are different materials for you to request from the owners for you to verify the numbers. The other one is risk mitigation. As an operator, these are things that you need to take cognizance of in-depthly for you to know if you have risk involved. Things like the structure of the property is very important. The environmental report on this is very, very important. And also some insurance title documents are also important for this. The other item is understanding the market condition. This is very important. This happened to us on one of the deals we took on early 2023. That was last year. The market was cool enough. So our projections before the LOI was not what it was during the due diligence. So we had to walk away, meaning that if we had succeeded in going ahead, we wouldn't have been able to achieve our required goal. So understanding your market condition, this has to do with the market trends, the market rent, the survey of the market, and your competitions. You need to also check those things. The next one is legal and regulatory compliance. This is very, very, very crucial to your due diligence because it has a lot to do with your title. Anything that's to do with legal, regulatory documents, permits, inspections, insurance policies, zoning and land use. These are very, very important items that you need for it. Then asset quality assessment. This is where the property talk comes in. When you walk into the property, you get to assess the property itself, the quality of the property, not just the quality of the property, the amenities, if there are any amenities on the property. This is when you get to do that to be able to assess. Does it have a lot of deferred maintenance? Do I have the budget to cover for it and all that? So these are the reasons why we need to do due diligence. If you're able to cover this to at least 95%, then you can now decide whether to go on a deal or not. So the seller, you'll be asking the seller to provide you with the rent roll and the T12. Why is that important? Because we've seen cases whereby sellers manipulate rent rolls and T12. So it's important that you ask them. Most times, because you are under contract, they are obligated to give you the right documents, but sometimes they still do not give you the right documents. So you go further by asking for their Schedule E. The Schedule E is like their tax returns on that property and all that. So in that way, you'll be able to know if the property, what exactly is the property doing. So the bank statement will tell you the in and out outflow of cash and expenses of the account. This one will give you a broader view of what their profit and loss is. Bank statement is very, very important, but I've seen a lot of owners push back on it, but we always push and insist that you need to give it to us. Insurance loss runs. We also want to know if the owner has incurred some liabilities with the insurance company, because most times if that happens, it will affect the next buyer in buying the property, and your insurance might go up because it has some claims already on the insurance. So it's important you ask. And normally your insurance broker or your insurance company will ask you to request for at least 3 to 5 years loss runs. Then invoices and receipts. This is important for you to verify all the expenses on the profit and loss. So you check all these items on your profit and loss to know, okay, is it really true? Is the pest control really that amount? Are they really paying this amount for the landscaping? Are they paying this for the electrical? So most times for the invoices, I look out for the utility bills because those are heavy amounts. I also look out for the tax statements and the insurance statements and declaration. I always want to know what the premium is, what exactly they are paying right now, because so if they are paying, let's say, $1,000, I will estimate we'll be paying about 3%, 2 to 3% above that in the next year, all case being equal.